Viewer discretion is advised.
This nurse's motivations for killing are 100% the reason I cannot become a nurse. And like among a million other reasons, but mainly this, and we'll get to it.
Okay.
So to get into this story, we need to visit our favorite boot-shaped country of Italia.
Okay.
So the young, beautiful, and vivacious nurse, Daniela Poggiali, was working in a hospital near Ravenna in northeastern Italy in 2014.
2014.
And maybe vivacious is the wrong word because it sounds like she was just a real pain in the ass.
Okay.
She was often annoyed
She was
by...
a handful.
She was a bit much.
My epitaph.
She was a real pain in the ass. She was often annoyed by her patients or their families and allegedly played some fucked up, quote, jokes on her nursing colleagues, such as giving patients excessive amounts of laxatives during her shift so that they'll be shitting like mad during the next shift, leaving her coworkers to deal with it and humiliating her patients in the process.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah, she wasn't an easy one to work with. She was a handful.
Don't play pranks
No.
on your patients
No.
and nursing colleagues. Just
don't
play any pranks involving laxatives.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
Like,
don't do
putting
it.
someone's stapler
Never
in
good.
Jell-O is one thing.
Yeah.
And, like, her patients would suffer because of this. And
Everyone would suffer.
Everyone suffers. And they started suffering at rates that started to raise suspicion, especially when her patients started to suddenly die. So her patients were dying so frequently that an investigation was launched.
Okay.
Must have been a case of smoking and driving. Oh, shit, yeah.
2014.
That's what everything. This investigation uncovered, and this is translated from Italian, so bear with me. Quote, surprising results of a research on the first quarter of 2014, summarized as follows by the judge for the preliminary investigations, and the judge is Rossella Matteria. In that period, there was so in the first quarter of 2014 that they investigated, there was a significant increase in deaths in the sectors where Daniela Poggiali worked, and that is 38 out of total 83 deaths against an average of 10 per nurse, like on average in this hospital.
So almost 4 times the other nurse death average on her shifts.
26 in the sector where she regularly worked, and 12 in the adjacent sectors where, as a matter of practice, she could intervene. So basically, everywhere she floated around, people fucking died. But investigation into these deaths, including talk screens and autopsies, turned up no signs of foul play that could be directly linked to Daniela. So at this point, all they had were stats and a hunch.
Yeah, and her
Not enough.
fucking the laxatives, man.
Ugh.
That's really rude. Really fucked up. Yeah.
Oh, we'll get to how bad she was. So they started looking into her behavior and interviewing her colleagues. Quote, she wanted to do the nights that all the colleagues would say almost in chorus, but she too is cynical and vindictive. She used to overdo the laxatives to patients to put in difficulty the colleagues who succeeded her on duty, and she too overdid the sedatives at night. Again, this is translated from Italian.
Yeah.
So as not to be disturbed by the sick, which I get it. I get
she's
it.
like,
As a
oh my-
nurse.
Oh my God. She's like,
my
they're being so annoying and needy. It's like
the call
literally
light.
your fucking job.
Like, shut up back there. I'm watching my stories.
Oh my God.
God damn.
She was the worst nurse. It's so bad. When there were the challenging ones, she said, I'll take it easy, and just sedated them. And this was almost nonsense compared to the disturbing anomalies that Sarah, a colleague who is given all the tea, remembers. Quote, non-serious patients who accused a sudden worsening of the clinical picture and then expired. So they'd come in for something, it would suddenly get really bad, and then they'd die.
Right.
How is it possible that no one has noticed, she said. But things got really bad when a new patient entered Daniela's care. The patient was an elderly man named Faustino Taglioni, And Faustino was the relative of a doctor, at the hospital who also ran the nursing department. And it's alleged that Daniela did not have a good relationship with that doctor and then was caring for that doctor's relative.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Poor Faustino.
I know.
He does no idea, no.
Nope. But Sarah
It's
did.
not his Faustino.
Sarah later said in an interview, quote, "There was no good blood between them. She spoke badly. So when the relative was hospitalized, I had that premonition. I felt that the man could be the chosen one for a further anomalous death."
Imagine suspecting your coworker of being a serial killer.
We've all been there.
I think she's starting to suspect something.
Oh, no. We're on her radar. Give her sedatives.
Well, sure enough, her premonition was correct. Within a few days in Daniela's care, Faustino had suddenly passed away. Without a solid reason for his sudden decline, once again, Daniela was left unaccused, at least not officially. Mm-hmm. But another patient came into her care shortly thereafter, after a shift change, a 78-year-old woman named Rosa Calderoni, and there's a picture of her on the drive, and within hours, Rosa passed away. So this had now gotten too out of control to wave off as a coincidence, and an autopsy was immediately performed on Rosa.
Okay.
And thank God it was, otherwise the evidence would have once again faded away because Daniela was using injections of potassium chloride to end her patients that she found too obnoxious to deal with.
God.
Which is why I can't become a nurse. Potassium chloride, even in a deceased person, will be virtually undetectable in the system within about 24 to 48 hours. They have a really small window for it to show up on a tox screen. Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Yeah. Potassium chloride is also much more lethal in victims experiencing existing health issues, which all of her patients would have been since they were admitted to the fucking hospital.
Yeah.
And the symptoms of potassium chloride poisoning include muscle weakness, chest palpitations, arrhythmias, and gastrointestinal distress, all symptoms easily explained away by other issues that would have brought these patients into the hospital in the first place.
Yeah.
And all mimicking cardiac issues. So especially with elderly patients.
Yeah, it's they just had a heart attack and died.
Right. The symptoms mimic heart failure and in large enough doses cause heart failure. And this is an incredibly common cause of death among the elderly.
Mm-hmm.
So Daniela was arrested for murder in this case, but considering the quote murder weapon disappears after a short amount of time, because she was putting it in their IV. So it's you can't find the pokey spots.
Right.
It was either it shows up on the tox screen or it doesn't. So proving that she had killed other patients in her care was almost impossible.
Yeah, it's not like they could exhume people and test them.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
You wouldn't know. And the number that it could be is high. So prosecutors were a little concerned that they wouldn't get a win in this case. But she also is not likable.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who already
hate her.
suspect her. Yeah.
So that didn't work out great for her. Daniela had a habit of reveling in the deaths of her patients and even coaxing her coworkers into taking gleeful photos of her posing with their corpses.
Oh my God.
Okay, I saw this picture in your file.
Yep.
Oh my God, it's so disgusting.
It's
so this
blurred,
is a dead
but
person.
Both of those are two different dead people.
And that's her posing with
that's
two
her.
thumbs up and also then mimicking the
Finger
dead
guns.
person
Yep.
with an open mouth, pretending to be dead.
Oh my God.
My God.
Uh-huh.
She's genuine. You can see
It's
the
joy.
joy.
Glee.
Yeah. Glee on her face. Absolutely.
Yep.
Ew.
So Sarah, the same colleague who sang like a canary about her shitty coworker, ended up being fired from the hospital in the aftermath of all of this because she confessed to being the photographer for Daniela on more than one occasion.
Oh, come on.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
yes, but
Yeah, she said,
that
quote,
kind of punishment and letting this bitch get away with this for so long.
I know, but yeah, she said, quote, Poggiali asked me to go with her to the closet where they brought the deceased patient, so like the morgue. She was particularly euphoric and wanted to take a picture next to the bodies. I didn't have the courage to say no because she is a vindictive type. I was in fear and awe of Poggiali and I didn't want any trouble. She used to give laxatives to patients just to embarrass colleagues on the next shift, so I did what she wanted. End
Yeah,
quote.
she was a fucking bully and
Yep.
scary and and a murderer. And
Yep.
and actually, it's good that this person was bullied into taking these photos because it's more evidence against
evidence,
her.
right.
But also, I can see why.
The hospital's like, okay, we got to clear out everyone
Yeah.
I can see
associated
why
with this
she was-
situation.
I can see
Oh,
why
yeah.
she was fired, but in this context, the
1000%.
way you're saying it is just like, oh, seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
And
that's your
Daniela-
priority.
Daniela agreed in court that this was wrong and was like, oh, I feel so bad about this, but also immediately tried to throw Sarah under the bus, saying it was actually her idea.
Whatever,
no.
bitch. You look way too fucking happy
Right?
in those photos. Like, those
Like,
photos are
looking at
damning.
the photos, she's so into it. And
Those
yes,
are
these
like
photos will be on the drive because the deceased are blurred. So
Those
it's
are
like not
the
graphic,
Army
but
Guard photos at Abu Ghraib, where
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
like, just
It's fucked
that
up.
level of disturbing.
yeah. So this is a quote from the Daily Mail. This is like they were there at her trial. She said, quote, "It wasn't my idea, but that of my colleague who took the photos. Also, I never could have imagined they would be circulated. It was
Well,
something
yeah.
it was something private between me and her. Anyhow, it was a mistake." That's what she said.
No fucking remorse. She's like, well, I didn't
None.
want to post them.
Right. I didn't think anyone would
Jesus.
share it. Just for my personal spank bank.
Ew, God.
Speaking through her lawyer, Stefano Diavalle, Poggiali said she was unable to explain the fact that she was present for 93 deaths in 2 years, double that of any other colleague, except that she worked a lot of shifts.
Mm-hmm.
She said, quote, "I haven't killed anyone. Rather, I always live to help others." And in one of the disgusting images, as we discussed, Poggiali can be seen grinning and giving thumbs up signs next to the body of an elderly woman. In another, she is leaning over a corpse with an index finger pointed like a pretend gun at her own cheek with like her mouth wide open.
It's so fucked up.
It's really fucking bad. So Daniela was convicted of the murder of 2 patients in 2014. So I believe Faustino and Rosa. However, this sparked the investigation of an additional 93 patients who died in her care. The trial and resulting conviction were an absolute sensation. She was getting fan mail, love letters, groupies who had been obsessed with the Amanda Knox trial,
Oh my God.
marriage proposals, and plenty of attention in jail. Like people were sending her like roses, like dozens of roses.
You shouldn't be able to send flowers to a prison.
I know, but I don't know. I mean, it's Italy, totally different situation. I also don't know how high security she was in. Like, I don't fucking know.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
But I agree with you.
She
Like,
kind of
fuck
looks
that.
like Robin Wright Penn a little bit.
Yes, I thought
see
that
it.
too.
I see it.
Yeah.
But she didn't only get attention from fans. Her case also got the attention of a statistician.
Yeah. No, you nailed it.
Of an esthetician, Richard Gill, who firmly believed that the data in this case was biased and agreed to take up the mantle of proving it. So this is from phys.org, like physical, like physician. Gill calls the approach of his predecessors Mickey Mouse statistics.
So he wanted to defend her.
Correct.
Okay.
They analyzed the times of all shifts of all nurses and the times of admission and discharge or death of all patients in 2 years. Using very simple statistics, they compared mortality rates with and without Daniela's presence. They took into account the time of year, day, or night, but left out other things that are also very important. Daniela was a hard worker and she was often there. Many people died in the morning and fewer in the afternoon and evening and few at night. And she was like there a lot on the overnight shifts into the morning.
Okay.
There are many nurses present in the morning, fewer in the afternoon, and even fewer at night. So for every full-time nurse, there are more deaths when she is there than when she is not there. So like it's deaths on her and all these other people's
But
watch.
is that is that a national statistic? Like that is like it's more common in general for people to die in the early morning?
Yes, and that's actually
Okay.
true here in the United States as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
It's not just like at this hospital.
No. That's like a real thing.
I mean, I also
Moreover-
hate the morning, so.
Well, yeah, I would die too. Moreover, Daniela was a conscientious hard worker. She started her shifts early and finished late. She always made the overlap between shifts, unlike many colleagues. So she was basically like, she's going to be around.
She's a workaholic.
Yep. So Gil and his students there were stats students who helped him like crunch all this fucking data. I don't know how to talk.
Stats students. Statisticians.
Student titties.
Stats. Student ticket. Two student titties. Two titty tickets. I don't. That's a weird throwback. That's an old joke. I don't even remember what that was from.
You and your sister getting movie tickets. And I don't know why you guys were just fucking around. No, we were in like middle school.
The question still stands.
You just okay.
Two student titty. I think because she wasn't a student, or you were someone wasn't. Just you guys got all nervous.
Yes, we were trying to get the college discount.
Yeah, and we were really nervous.
I was so nervous for some reason, so I asked for 2 student titties instead of two student tick. I can't. Okay, margaritas, baby. You guys, I'm almost done. I can't. So Gil and his student titties proved the false correlation on paper. Many people died in the overlap between shifts. In reality, during those 15 minutes, the doctor comes by and officially establishes the death. Gil emphasizes that this is the time at which it was recorded, not the time of death. He and his students proved the false correlation between the presence of Poggiali and the death of patients. His Italian colleague discovered errors in the statistical analysis used by toxicology professor Tagliaro. I don't fucking know.
I don't want the twist to be that she's innocent because I don't like her and I think she did it.
Well, that's going to be how we finish this out. So based on this analysis, Poggiali was convicted of murdering 2 patients. Also because there were rumors that she had an argument with one of them or like one of the, their family members. Mm-hmm. The judges concluded that she had put potassium chloride in the drip, but no account had been taken to statistical uncertainty or the advanced age of the deceased woman. Her age could also explain the high level of potassium chloride. So it could have been naturally occurring.
Oh, okay.
The persistent lawyer and statisticians were finally able to secure an acquittal after the nurse had spent 7 years in prison.
Oh my God.
So she's been acquitted and released as of early this year. But I'm curious what you think, innocent or guilty and lucky.
She's guilty as fuck.
I think she's fucking guilty. I think she killed people.
A bitch. She shouldn't be a nurse.
Yeah, is she a nurse? Where is she now?
No, I don't think she's allowed to be a nurse. I don't know. She just got acquitted 8 months ago.
De-nursed.
She's probably been deloused and de-nursed.
I need an update. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Did she accept any of the marriage proposals?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Oh my God. Fucking Italy and their courts, man.
Their courts are so...
I know.
I may never go to Italy again because it's
just don't get arrested
risky.
there. Just don't get arrested there.
Well, yeah.
You can't...
It's that easy.
You can't just set out to not get arrested.
I mean, I set out most days to not get arrested and I'm successful.
I'm sure.
You don't know.
If Amanda Knox was innocent, she didn't do shit. She didn't do anything.
Maybe Amanda and Daniela are in some sort of support group with each other.
Oh my God. Did you see Amanda Knox recently tweeted something about do I need to go back to Italy? Because so much shit is fucked up in America.
You know it's bad.
Amanda, you have other options. It's not just these 2 places.
You know it's bad when Amanda Knox is making LOL I murdered and got away with it jokes about Italy on Twitter.
Yeah.
Why? We're in the worst timeline.
We really are. It's just
bad.
getting worse.
It's bad.
I hate it. Anyway, that's my case. Well, I sure hope you liked that clip. If you did like that clip, make sure you are subscribing to our YouTube channel, leaving us a nice review, and joining us on Patreon for even more video content, audio content, salacious content all around. Come join us. Treat yourself.